good afternoon, and welcome to another episode of the Gabfest.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
And today, as usual, me, Evangelique Adams, your host, Anka Hendricks, your co-host, and the beautiful Cleo Boyson, your other co-host. You're also beautiful,
Co-host.
Anka.
Thank you. You know, we just want to.
Because I saw the look.
No,
You're
guys,
also
please.
very beautiful.
We all beautiful.
Thank you so much for joining in with us today. We do have a guest host. I call them the guest host now. Our guest host for today is Tasneem Morgan. She is running slightly late, so when she does jump on in, don't mind. We're just gonna set her up as we're speaking, and we'll jump into it. So don't think anything weird about it. We move. We move. That's my new saying. We move. Whenever something goes down, no, we move. So thank you so much for joining us today. And we have the topic. Cleo was very passionate about this topic on social media. And then Jess,
I had a moment,
who is our other co-host that comes on every first, the originals, she's been sending me
Feedback.
articles every single day about, see what she said now. And then I was like, okay, it is 2 weeks later since it happened, but the world is still speaking about it. And Jess has been begging. Cleo has been passionate. Anka just didn't know what's happening.
Guys, I'm just living my life out here. I just feel like I've got things to do. Like I'm not always on social media, and I don't follow the Kardashian clan. So
I was trying to explain to you, you don't
and she
have
says
to
I was
follow
born under a rock.
because
So yeah.
it has been
Yeah.
everywhere.
I saw it like swiftly. I did. I read it but I didn't pay any mind to it. I was like, okay, it's just something they say again, because they have a way of just trying to create scandal or say something that just gets them back into the spotlight. So it's like I don't pay attention to that anymore.
But I think also as a person, if you distance yourself from like pop culture and stuff, it's healthier.
It is healthier, but
But
based
this
on
was
our
very
show,
difficult to ignore. Oh yeah, that also.
we speak about
Slacking, yeah.
trending topics.
I do understand, but usually when we do prep or whatever, then I do make an effort to go see. But I think mine is more generally based in South Africa, because that's what my news feed gives me.
My newsfeed gives you South Africa.
Because I don't do Twitter. I don't, on Instagram. It's
Same.
mostly just, what are the nice cool pics of shoes and clothes. But that's because I'm in that industry and I'm trying to see what's happening and what's new. But guys, I'm not always under a rock. Sometimes
Okay,
only.
just sometimes. With this, you were under a big rock because this has been trending. So, like I said, Tasneem was running slightly late. She has joined us. So please introduce yourself. What do you do? Who are you? Who is Tasneem?
Hi guys, my name is Tasneem Morgan and I'm a social network marketer. I'm from Johannesburg South.
From Johannesburg. This girl she's brilliant actually for this topic.
For this topic, yeah.
Because you are in business.
Yes.
Okay, we're all in business, but I mean like you're next level business. You have 10 businesses.
You have more than one flow there. So yeah.
Are we gonna jump into it? So I was just explaining that Anka didn't know about this topic.
Can we move on from that now? Like we mentioned, it was
my
done.
Cleo was extremely passionate about this
Okay.
interview on social media.
Okay.
Jess, who is our co-host, also jumped in with it and sent articles after article after article. So Jess, I didn't really read everything, but I'm there. I went onto YouTube instead. And I got them to read it out for me. But so we're going to jump into it right now, right? So
cool.
Our topic today, if you haven't read the title as yet, we're speaking Kim Kardashian's advice for women, which is
Can we just clarify? It's
Kim
women
K's
in
business advice.
Yes.
Are you for or against it? So we're going to say what she said, right? Okay, it is business advice, yes, but either way, advice is advice. How you say it and what you say makes a big difference,
Okay, I get that, yeah.
So Cleo is passionate. She feels she's like that 1% that is like...
I'm definitely the minority in this. And it's okay. Like, I like that when we have different opinions.
Yeah.
Opinions, yes.
That's the point. So for those that don't know, right, Kim K's advice for businesswomen was, she said, get off your effing ass and go work.
Because nobody wants to work.
Because
these days.
nobody. Yeah,
Seems,
so she says
seems
'cause
like
it
nobody
seems
wants,
like nobody
wants
works
to work. Yeah.
these days. So that is what the advice is, right? Let me start off first by saying. Let me start off first by saying the way. Even if you just listen to the words, right? I watched the video, the interview. The way it was said for me was like.
Derogatory.
If you're just listening, I'm just making a
action
lot of
says it
actions.
all, yeah.
Yeah. But her attitude when she said it, for me personally, it wasn't all, guys, go get off your ass and work,
Like
you
a
know, like a
motivation.
motivation.
Yeah.
The way she said it to me was like, she's putting you off.
Yeah.
You don't want to work. And
You
that's
don't want to
why
work, and that's why you're in your situation.
You're lazy.
Yes. A
basically.
lot of
Eventually,
people
yeah.
said lazy.
Yeah.
Anyone want to jump in?
I think you should start.
Well, for me, I wasn't like really touched about what she said. For me, it was more how people were attacking her as a person because of that. Now they're bringing up like her past and all those things and stating how can she be talking about work when her career started this certain way with this tape and, you know. So for me,
So you're feeling the personal side and not necessarily.
but guys, let's be honest, there are a lot of people that don't want to work.
There is, but
There
let's,
is,
there
yeah.
is. But let's first speak about.
Yeah, how do we just not go
Because-
all over the place?
Okay, so let me steer us into one direction first. Okay, so we can nitpick, right? Let's start off first by Kim Kardashian as a person before we go to the rest of the things. Like you're saying, everybody is saying, but this is how you started. And to an extent, to have that kind of success, it is easier when you do have wealth, when you do have parents that can back you up. Because, let's say
It's
her
true.
dad was a famous lawyer working on one of the biggest cases ever. Up until today, they're still making series. The other version just came out, was it last year or the year
Yeah.
before? Her stepdad is one of the most famous athletes ever,
Yeah.
and also making big
Transgender.
headlines because transgender as well at that age. Then her mom was already with this whole crowd because of the dad. They knew all the celebrities,
Yes.
causing her then to be besties
Yes.
with Paris Hilton, which she was always in the background, but she had the means to say, go for it, go for it. So I'm not saying this show is like a big thing, but I'm saying if I was a host and I invite random people on here and people, let's say it is a big show, and people now jump on, automatically I go follow. I mean, that's how the girl from Dr. Phil got famous, the Catch Her Outside.
How about that?
How about that? Yeah, she now has her own makeup line and everything, but she was absolutely nothing before that. She was there because her mother couldn't handle her anymore. But I'm just trying to say your connections means a
yes.
lot.
Yes.
So I'm saying, so where the people are coming from when they're attacking her past, she then also got famous because of her sex tape. That was one thing. Who her parents are, which is another thing, and those kind of things.
But isn't that work? I'm just saying, like if we're gonna define. Let's first define work,
Yes, but-
because she did get up.
She did get
and
up, but
work.
keeping in
And
mind, she would have, if that was a sex tape with
But
some
work.
guy that lives on the corner,
Yeah,
it was a sex tape with an artist who also comes from a big family kind of a thing. So all I'm saying is let's now discuss
Connections, yeah.
that side about the connections before we go further, because we're going to speak about it in everyday. But let's now go to Kim Kardashian as a person, because you brought up now that we're attacking the past. So, but the past is what got her to where she is
right
now.
Before we do that, I want to know. Let's first define certain areas. Like, let's define what was she trying to say? Was she trying to say that you are in your situation, like you aren't successful as I am because you're not working? What was she referring to when she said that? Because there's a lot of people out there that do go out and work at McDonald's, but they're in a situation. So let's first define that area.
No, we're
what
gonna
she
get
is.
there. So I'm gonna get to that piece now. Let's first just speak about the Kim Kardashian side. Then we're gonna go into the next point will be with when people started attacking based on my mother that works a 9 to 5 every day and then is a restaurant owner after that because the interview went like that. So can we first do the Kim Kardashian side before we get to
Yeah, but can I say that on that, people attacking her personality for who she is, like we said, connections is everything. So some normal random person can go and have a sex tape or whatever, but she won't get the same publicity that that lady got, Kim Kardashian, because of her connections and because of her dad having, you know, celebrities in his corner and the friends like Paris Hilton and all of that. So I'd say, like, it's up for her, because I mean, if you can go and try that tomorrow, it's not going to happen for you because you don't have that type of connections. You understand what I'm saying?
Maybe not on the scale, though. Maybe not on the scale. I mean, that's what network marketing is, right?
No,
So
but it's not the same for everybody. Like, look at me. I'm in network marketing. Other people do well and excel, and others don't.
And others also
And
it
It's
doesn't
all
work.
about your connections that
It's
you
about
have.
your connections, but also it's about who you are as a person. If you're not a business person, like
Was she a business person though?
I feel like she's
I think
always
she's
been.
always been. She wouldn't have
Really?
been if yes. I think that she was.
I think
always
her
don't
business
think
came
so.
after her
Her
fame.
business came after the fame. I don't think she was a business person.
Yeah, but it
though.
doesn't
She
just
was
come from nowhere.
A closet.
It doesn't just come from.
organizer.
It doesn't just come from nowhere.
A closet
business,
organizer.
an entrepreneur, and crucify me if you must. Like, I grew up in a family of entrepreneurs, like people who wanted to whatever they were selling, you know, like that's why I'm where I am.
Yeah.
Am I as successful as you are? No, I'm not as successful as you are. Why? Because I probably don't have the tenacity to jump into people's DMs, to call up people, to approach them. That's personality. That
Definitely.
comes from innate who you are.
But then we go back to her question, like when she said, like, some people just don't want to work. I don't feel like she was attacking anyone. Probably just saying, like, for instance, like what you just said, like Taz would go in people's DMs and be like, hey girl, you know what, I have this or whatsoever, and you don't have that.
Yeah.
So sometimes you don't want it enough for it to bring you the success that you desire.
I
But
can't
also,
agree-
guys,
I can't agree with that.
Sorry,
Sorry.
I get what you're also saying. But as much as it is your personality, I look at myself, I'm like this when it comes to business. But there's some things that don't pick up. I say, yes, she does have business. But I say her mother has more business
Yes,
than
that's
she
true.
does.
Connection.
So, which is also, but
I think
now what
it's
I'm
more
saying
guidance,
in
though.
terms of her mom is a momager. She's a proper manager.
Guidance.
Kim does not move without her mother's yes or no. So I'm just saying in terms of, yes, business has always been there. So if I'm such a business person, okay, let's take Tess for example. Even you, makeup artist, for example. As a makeup artist, right? If you had to change to the influencer side, you would make more money, wouldn't you?
Definitely.
Tess, if you,
You have to
posted
have
your
that.
pictures with your cream on your butt instead of your face, would you make more business?
It's
Definitely.
the formula.
It's
And
the
some
formula,
people choose
and
their
that's
path
my
and others
point
don't.
that I'm
Yeah.
trying to make when I say we specifically. I'm not speaking in general. I'm saying with Kim Kardashian, she is where she is because of her
Because-
connections,
Yeah.
because of her ass, and because of who
That's
she
one way of saying
marries, and because of who she marries.
Wow, that's true.
Because at the end of the day, we can all have the same.
Yeah.
God can give you
just playing
the
chess.
2 rand, 2 rand, 2 rand, 2 rand.
Okay.
But what you do with it, you
It's
can
up
make
to you.
so much
That's the
more
thing.
So-
with all of that.
And I think that comes back to what we were just saying just now. But let's not negate. No one's negating the fact that, you know, has these connections and all of that. No one's
Yeah.
negating that fact. I'm just saying, as much as her mother is a mom, this is very loud. As much as her mom is a momager and all of that, she still has to get up and still do the work. She still has
Yeah,
to get up
I
and do
understand
the,
that. But I'm saying,
she-
can we focus on the topic we are now?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. You're saying people are lazy. You know, people are lazy. She said what? Not lazy,
But then again, we go back to the saying where they say, like, I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. You
Yeah,
understand?
they say that. It's
different.
lies.
So you can't compare that, because she's got the opportunity on her side that was already thrown at her, probably. And then here you are. It's not the same. You can't say
But
it's the
guys,
same.
You know,
It's not the same.
I'm not saying it's the same. I'm just saying there's elements to this. I'm just saying.
I don't agree.
We don't have to agree. Like, I also don't agree. We don't have to agree. We're just speaking.
But you see, I'm not saying
Cleo's been wanting to say something.
go for it.
So I read yesterday that her mother was actually a flight attendant when she was young. I'm assuming that's before she got married.
Yeah.
But anyway, the point that what I'm saying is like, you guys, I don't know if you have kids, but as parents, these two ladies, do you not want to create that life for your kids?
You do. But if the next generation received it, so that's what people are also fighting against. So people were going and saying, so are you saying my mother that worked in a sewing machine, a sewing factory from 6 o'clock in the morning until 9 o'clock at night, and still doesn't have anything because of our situation. She's putting bread on my mother's, her mother's table, our table, and her sister that is maybe next door living with them. You can't compare. My mother is getting up and working her ass off every single day.
But you really think she was talking about those people, though?
No, but the question where they came up was give people advice, because the way people are saying, because even famous people attacked her after that, and they were saying the way she's saying it is like nobody is working, and for you to get to where I am, just get up your ass.
So that's what I was trying to
work.
establish. Was it to get to her level of
Yes.
But like not everybody's
then
gonna get to her level.
that changes. Then that changes the dynamic
Because she is the
that's why I was asking for the let's define
Yes.
what she was going at.
So she
here,
was.
that
Hi,
it's-
Liam.
if it's
I'm saying hi. Please throw in your 10 cents, guys.
so if you're talking about, not everyone's going to be famous. I mean, how many people are out there recording songs and stuff, and they're not there where Beyonce and Jay-Z are? How many people are there that are in the trading world, and they're not there with
And
the
just
top
bring that
traders
even
and
to
stuff?
South Africa. You can be on that level, but South Africa's celebrities are just not there.
Yeah,
and
no, we're not
and
there.
are they working hard? Yes, they're working hard. So you can't negate that. So if we're just saying that people are in a bad situation because they're lazy, I would agree to the extent where if you really have nothing, like you really have nothing, have you gotten up? I mean, we've got people sitting here having like hawkers that have stalls and stuff. They get up and they
get up
grind,
every
and
day.
it's hard work. Even helpers at home, I don't want to clean the house. It's hard work.
It's like Trevor Noah also said,
It's true.
his grandmother worked so hard.
So hard.
And now he's making so much more than she
She
is.
did, but he's working less hours.
But and this is where I want to go back to like
Favor.
me and you, right? we both in business, right?
Right.
In network marketing, right? But we're not on the same level.
Yeah.
Why? Because we have different personalities, right? Not everyone's a business person, which is why you'll get a doctor, you'll get a psychiatrist, you'll get someone who's a packer at the store. You know, you get there's a niche for everything, right? So. I don't think it equates to how much you want something, but it equates to basically where your personality
But Anka,
is. There is an
if
element of how much you
Anka,
want.
if your parents were billionaires,
Yeah.
That
and
would
you
I'd be a lazy
married,
bum at
listen,
home.
no, but just listen, and you're still in business, and you married to somebody that has this record label and everything.
Of course
Do you
you're
think
gonna-
your clothing brand would have been where it is
That's
now?
a different
It would have
scenario,
been
though.
your
No, it's the
exactly.
same.
She
It's exactly
has
the
that
same.
money.
She's got that.
I just said no one's negating her connections. I just said that.
No, but we're just trying to say, so even if personality, I can have all the money in the world without personality, but I have the means to make something look so professional.
Yeah.
I have the means for my mother to give it to all her friends. Please post this on your social media. I mean, that's how, even with Kylie, how Kylie's makeup became so sensational.
Yeah.
How we're not buying Rihanna's makeup because we think it's great. We're buying it because it's Rihanna.
That's true.
Yes, no one's negating that. But like I was saying, for our everyday people, you know, our everyday, if we're trying to hustle, if we're putting it on a scale of our everyday people.
No, but I disagree, because someone once told me that, let's say, for instance, we like in our team, we've got some women, you know, that's well taken care of. Their husbands probably do well financially, so they don't have that drive to say like, I want
Yeah, I'll be a
this.
bum
You
at
understand?
home. Not
So they
gonna
just
lie.
do the bare minimum because you are sorted out. But if someone comes now and say, okay, I'm taking your child, and the only time you get your child back is if you do 1, 2, 3, what are you going to do? You're going to do everything in your power because you want your child back. That means you don't want it enough. I still stick to that. You don't want it enough. If you want it enough, you're going to do whatever it takes. Let's say they take your house. You're going to do whatever it takes to ensure that you keep your house. That is the mindset that I have.
Instead of sitting there and saying,
Yes.
oh, my house.
Yes.
What am I going to do?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that do sit like that, though. There's a lot of people that really like, okay, so I applied for this job. Okay, I didn't get it. I want to be an account. Okay, so then what now? You know, okay, so let me just go for my grant, my 350.
Yeah.
There was one interview that I found quite interesting. I can't remember who it was now. If I get to the name, I'll mention him. But they were also saying that the sitting at home, the grant, what.
Yeah.
They were also saying you also need to keep in mind that kind of advice for business people in the times we're living in is invalid.
Yeah.
You can't say that because they were using COVID as an example.
excuse.
They said, read the room. The lady literally said, read the room, Kim. You can't tell people, get up your this. Because, I mean, she says effing. The fact that she even added a swear word in
To drive
tells you
it
how
home.
angry she is. Get up your effing ass if you want what I want. That's how I took it. Because the whole time she's standing like this. But then when she gets into it, she is angry. So I'm saying that read the room. I agree with the woman that says read the room. How many women lost their jobs? Number one. Number two, there's women that had to leave their jobs because now let's go with kids. She has a nanny for each child, right? It's easy to get up off your ass and go work if somebody's washing your child, bathing your
But why
child.
would you go
if
help? Why
someone
would you
is-
go work when you have all that? I'm just saying you get people to do it for
I'm just
you.
trying to say, despite the whole finances thing, but bringing it home, if I have a child, schools are closed. Who's going to watch my child? Now I need to figure out how do I make money from home?
Yeah.
All those kind of things and still keep food on the table. So all they were saying is read the room with the kind of advice as well. As much as yes, push. But let's be honest, not everybody has the personality to be their own boss.
Yeah.
And not everybody has the means. And what I mean by that is that a lot of people, you have to reinvent yourself, especially for the times. Like you were saying, it was COVID. People now have to sit at home and try and figure out how they're going to do something online. Not everybody has the means. Not everybody knows what's the niche in terms of, okay, where am I going to get a laptop now? I already don't have money to put on the food on the table. Now I need to get myself internet, a laptop, and all of that. I don't have that means. So what do I do? Where do I go? Now I do have it. Now I need to figure out, okay, my kids are at home, my time around that, and as well, what is it that I'm really going to do? Am I going to sell clothes? The market is flooded with selling clothes. You know, what am I going to do? I don't think and I need capital to actually do that.
But
So-
does that then make you mad at the women that are getting it right? Or do you just keep
We're not
quiet and
mad.
No,
move
but
on?
we
It's
can't
not
say
being
they're getting
mad,
it
but
right.
it's not right.
It's totally different.
I think it's wrong to hate on people that you just
That's
look down
flourishing.
on. Yeah, look, it's wrong to
Yeah.
hate people.
Oh,
that's
you mean the
flourishing.
opposite
Yeah,
way?
the opposite way. I can't come in. My business is flourishing. Like I am just, the clothing stores are just full of my stuff. Now I come and I look at you and I'm like, but now, why are you struggling?
Yeah.
Why aren't you making something? You can make a cream or something and
But
just put
that's
it on the
also
shelves.
one of the points that I had was I said that as people we need to remember when somebody says something, they're talking from their own perception. They don't always
own
understand.
worldview, yeah.
Yeah, they can't talk for everybody.
Yeah,
and
but-
that's just
but this is-
unfortunate that she said something
But
like that.
that's
I
the
think it's-
problem
she
if you
said
don't
it.
come from humble
Yeah.
beginnings.
I
You
think
would
it's
never appreciate what you have.
I think it's important, especially for us, and this is why I get so angry when people just follow these people so numbly. What I'm trying to say is that this woman is there. She's sitting in her castle.
Yeah.
She's not well versed with what's happening here
Yeah.
with everybody. Now she's saying that from her worldview.
world.
But people wat moet gaan vloere skrop
Yes.
and go work at McDonald's are
Yes.
following these people
Yeah.
that don't even have those people don't even shop at McDonald's, for goodness sake. They don't even go buy a burger or something at McDonald's. And these people follow them so like headlessly, these people. And they make these statements not knowing what are people really struggling with, what are the social ills people are, because let's just
So
say
that was that same lady that was speaking about the COVID. That's what one thing she said. She said, but Kim, can you also blame people for thinking posting on social media is success because you don't show us behind the scenes what work actually is? All you do is, even Trevor said, all you do is see her in a bath in a bikini every single day, and we're supposed to perceive that as I am working so hard.
Yeah.
If you're not showing me in your everyday lifestyle, so then they said, wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and show us you woke up at 3 o'clock this morning.
Why? Just so
for
people
me
can
mean,
say,
you
oh,
know-
I can see actually Shame, she is
No,
working.
not because of that. Because now you
showing
are
me behind the-
inspiring me how to get off my ass and work. And you're not showing me ass the whole day and then behind the day turn around and say, get off and work. You're not showing us the work that goes behind it,
That's
which
true.
means you don't have the means to tell me how to do it just by saying, swearing me to get off my bum. But behind the scenes, and that's a lot of what the celebrities said. The celebrities say, if you're so passionate about showing women how to get off and go work, show us how you
How
in your
to do
business
it.
meetings.
Show it.
Us. But all you're showing us is edited pictures. We don't even know where were you when you were taking those pictures, if it was for work, if it was for holiday. But the perception is that she's on holiday 24/7.
And you know what the disturbing part is? I know of so many women in our sphere here in South Africa that wants to just live that life because they
Yeah.
literally follow everything. They want to
She
wear what
does.
she wears. They want to do exactly. And then whoever's around, they must just, they don't want to go to work because remember, Kim doesn't work. She's trying to show us that she's working.
She's just getting sponsors.
But,
She's getting paid from
you know,
sponsors.
they
That's
get-
what people think.
Yeah, and that's not the reality of the matter. And people want to just, sit up and take their photo and think that they'll get paid or do something like that. And it doesn't work that way.
So do you think as a business person, your Instagram should show every aspect of your life?
If you are there to inspire, so I know of life coaches, I know of people that take you through the journey. We've done extensive research on stuff like, let's just take any industry, let's say trading. People who literally go step by step what it is to venture into this. They'll tell you, this is how long I took, this is what I did. I got up, I studied the charts for so long, and I studied it so many hours of the day. They tell you the how.
But that's
Can I-
because they're selling their courses, so they
Can
need
I-
to.
can I just
Necessarily. If
say-
you want to
You can
inspire,
even
not
go
necessarily.
to
No.
something sitting makeup, for
Yeah.
example, with what
Yeah.
you're saying. If you are passionate and you have a business and it's thriving, right? If someone comes, we spoke about this the last time when you said when people ask you, how do you do it?
Yeah.
But you don't want to give everything away, but you do it. But now I say, I did this course. I started off with this. I watched this. I did that. That's where she's coming from. Your research
inspirational.
behind the scenes that's inspiring to the next person.
I'm not
how
saying
to
give
be.
all your nuggets
You
away.
don't have
But-
to give all your nuggets, but
Yeah.
it's inspiring to see how you got there.
Yeah. So
Sorry, go for it.
no, it's fine. What I wanted to say is, you don't have to post your whole life on social media, but like for what I do is we literally post everything. You guys know we literally post everything, but we obviously won't post the bad if things are going wrong in our lives or whatsoever. But that way, we inspire other women out there that are also struggling financially and say like, wow, I also want to take my kids out. Like, wow, I also want to do that. And then they approach us to say like, okay, what is it that you guys are doing? How are you doing this and whatsoever? And we tell them, look, it's not easy. It's hard work. It's actual hard
Yeah.
work that goes into it. But you can do it. If I can do it, anybody else can do it. There's no difference. So sometimes, because we don't see people face to face, but social media is a social platform where we see, where we interact with other people. It's basically also like a store. You engage and all of that. So if someone else follows you and you inspire them to become a better them, a better her or a better him, why not post it? Why keep it private? Like just do it.
The reason I was asking is because, so I spent a day or two just watching some of her interviews, just to get like more of an
Familiar.
idea. Yes. And I noticed that in her interview, she talks a lot about her business. But when I looked at her Instagram, because I don't
There's
follow her,
nothing.
there's no behind the scenes. But I think because she has like 100 and something million followers, those are the people that are seeing those things. They're probably not watching interviews and all of that.
That is why
at
our
all.
young ladies are inspired to
By-
be posting naked on social media, and I mean that's not
That's
cool
one
because
way of putting it,
that was designed for married people, you know, to spice up your romantic
Relationship.
lifestyle at home with your partner. But like nowadays, it's not romantic anymore because like I can see whoever just on social media or even next to me walking
Now
with
it's
a bra
not
and
romantic
whatever.
at
It's
all
not romantic.
because
It's like
you
a norm.
smoothed your legs and now my legs are not smooth in reality. So I go and buy that thing and then you just see heel bumps
It's the
everywhere.
anticlimax of the whole situation.
That's
Sorry.
true.
But like you're saying, you need to look at the kind of people that's following you and
Yeah.
see this is where Kim is a good business person. She doesn't share her business.
Yeah.
But she posts how she makes her money in terms of if she wears Nike. They were complaining, they were saying one of the interviews, you'll never see her say anything bad about Nike because she's sponsored by them and those kind of things. So you post that thinking, oh, it's just the outfit for today. How many of those million followers is buying that outfit? You
Just
making
because.
money. You making her rich
Yeah.
based on her Instagram posts. But she's not motivating me in any way
She doesn't
how
even
to
know you
make
exist.
money. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I'm
She's
saying,
an influencer. Most influencers don't.
so is she an
motivate us to
influencer
do
or a
that.
businesswoman?
That's the other
that-
thing.
look,
I feel like on Instagram she's an influencer.
So that's
but
my
she
point.
does have
We need to
business.
then also decide what is she? If she, do we are
what I
we
want to-
saying an influencer? Yes, influencers are business people, but not to the extent of saying get off your ass and work.
Yeah.
But
Look, if you want to inspire, and if you say that's what you want to do, you want to inspire people, then that must show on all platforms
Yes.
because that is
True.
what you're selling.
I
Must
agree
show-
with that.
Yes.
So if I'm going onto your Instagram, then I need to see what is the inspiration. Okay, the inspiration on Instagram is my bum, not the fact that I must get off it. You know, and then
I've never heard the word bum mentioned so many times in one conversation.
what I'm trying to say is I shouldn't have to go look
for the
extend
inspiring
Yeah,
part
yeah.
of
Okay,
you.
that I get.
True.
know, it should, and I think
should
that
be
should be
there.
the very definition of an influencer. An influencer should there should be a specific niche for that influencer, and
I was
that's
about
what
to
they
say,
go into.
Look at look at a makeup influencer, right?
That's what
They're
you get.
not just posting their Revlon like this. Hi,
Oh,
McDee's.
Yes.
I am showing you. So
Okay,
as much
Dad.
as they are influencer, whether it's a nail tutorial or something, I am walking away from that 12 minutes having learned something.
Yeah.
I learned how to do my own eyeshadow. I
has
learned
influenced you
do,
how
she
to
has
do it.
influenced
Yeah.
me how to do something
What
on my
to buy,
own. I
yeah.
might not be able to go out and do makeup for the next person, but I can now, I've learned something. I can now look decent because I watched your video.
Yeah.
I don't have money for nails, but I can use a 500 Rand once off and buy a kit
Yeah.
and do my nails, and you
learn.
showing me I've learned something.
Yeah.
What am I learning?
You're learning to show you.
Ach, toch.
To show your booty.
But that's just what I'm saying. That's the difference. Don't compare them.
You
Don't
can't.
compare her to an influencer. There is two type of influencers. There's influencers, there's celebrities who you can't say is an influencer.
Yeah.
Brands are just approaching them. Please post this. I'm giving you a
Because-
Because they
million
have
rand.
engagement.
Because of
Engagement.
the
So then you
it
get
still
to the-
goes back to the connections.
Then
Yes.
it
That's
goes-
a brand
Yeah.
ambassador.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then it goes to your influencers who are actually in the field behind the scenes as well.
Yeah.
So as a makeup artist, I'm also a makeup influencer.
Yeah.
As a nail technician, I'm also a nail reels person, those kind of things. But when you watch those videos, you're walking away with something that enriches you, whether it be financially, whether it be because how many people, sorry, I'm keep using makeup because we're in the field, but how many people don't go to makeup school?
Yeah.
But because of tutorials and YouTube,
Yeah.
they started their own things. They go ahead and do it, and they're making a living of it. They're getting off. They so many
If social
words.
media was just about learning things, I really think that the world would be a better place. Because you would log on and you'd, like, to be honest, guys, you see stuff like what she posts in normal people that we know. they're not teaching us anything.
They're not
when we're-
teaching
They're
us
not.
that exact, but
Posing
who's
there.
the inspiration to that? Because I remember Instagram where we could sit and eat 2-minute noodles and post a picture eating 2-minute noodles with my kids.
The standard
Now
is
I
very
need to
high
think
now.
about the lighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now
The
I need to
standard
think
is
what's
high.
the
I need to look
outfit.
proper.
Now I need to think, is my hair in place? Now, there's so many. Is my kid looking decent enough for this?
Oh, wait,
But I
just-
think that's
is the
also
spot
why-
plant in the right position? Almost like,
Yeah. I think that's also why people are
The
praising,
background,
like,
there's a skipper lane.
sorry. People edit those things out there.
you see, but the thing
Thinking
is,
of Lazito
Not too
Land
much
back
of
in
the
the day.
ceiling.
Track your skipper. Track your skipper.
Oh my goodness.
But I think
Shona.
that's also why people are like, I stop it.
Sorry,
And you know what the
said
funny
to
thing
talk about the
is,
skipper now.
guys, like in reality, like here where we are from, people would rather go and support them. They don't even know you exist, and they don't support like their own local people. Like it's so unfair.
And sometimes your local people do know. So in the
Yeah.
beginning, I was saying favor when we were speaking about Trevor Noah.
Yeah.
Fair and rights here, yes, favor.
Yeah.
And that is one thing that does play a big deal. All four of us can do the exact same thing. But favor might be on one of us to make it go further.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this world
maybe
can be a
isn't
better
fair.
place.
we know
The
this.
world
in the
can,
industry.
the world can always be a better place. But it's what we're following. But I go back to last week when I said, what are we doing as women to change this? Because we're liking that post.
No, we're not just
No,
liking
I don't.
it.
I don't.
We're not just liking that post. The
comment.
majority of us as women, we don't comment,
But I
we
don't.
reenact it.
Yeah.
Majority of those women, we go put out the...
No,
the-
but I mean, just
you know-
by pressing, if you don't like a naked picture that you feel is not appropriate, that person has no influence if there's less likes there.
Yeah.
But I genuinely think most people that do like it, actually, they are influenced by it.
But I
They're
think, yeah, a
inspired
lot
by
of...
that look.
Yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah.
inspired because it's more of a thing of like, oh, I wish I had that kind of confidence
Yeah.
to do
Should we
that.
say
Not that I
inspired?
would
I
do
don't
it.
think inspired is the word there. I think...
No, but you find a lot of women out there
but
like
it's not inspired.
they
It's-
want to be like that. I see them dressing like that. I see them acting like that.
Yeah, but inspire
Yeah.
is a positive word for me. For inspire.
Because why would you post? Why would you? Okay,
Inspire.
No, this
Why
is
would you
another
post yourself like
word.
that?
Let's say copy or something else. Let's just
okay,
not say-
copy and paste.
Because
Let's take it back to
because
copy and paste.
inspire means like let me go and go study because or let me go and go work very hard the ethical
But that's
way,
also
you
one thing
know.
that social media has done now.
Yeah.
As much as it's so much easier to start your own business now because of social media, the education side of life is slowly drifting away because now
is.
you don't need your degree anymore to have your own online shop. You don't need all these kind of things anymore to have all these things. So people, here's the next thing. If I'm doing it the right way, which is I'm studying, I'm keeping all my clothes on, my things is growing slowly, but I'm working so hard. Every single day I'm waking up, I'm doing this, but obviously because my thing is growing slower, it doesn't mean I'm not getting off
Slow progress is
thingy.
better
So
than
is
no
there a
progress.
difference then to make it quick? Because also if you do make it quick, who are you selling the products?
The reality
Or yourself.
Of, the reality of the matter is there's no quick way. There isn't.
There's
Let's
no quick
ask
But that's
way.
how people are making it seem.
you making it now. How long did it take you to get here? How many years did it take you to get to the point where yes, you were probably selling in the beginning, but to really now love?
No,
It
you're
took
right.
you a while. There
Yeah.
is no quick way.
and also, how many
no quick
people
But
approach you
also-
and they're doing it for a month and they're like, oh, this is not actually working.
Yeah, but also that's the thing. Like people just give up so fast. Like no one wants to, give their effort and dedication
but
into
that's
anything. But
that-
that's the thing. I always say it goes back to marriage even. Like if your husband makes you nar today, you're gonna leave him tomorrow and say like, "Hey man, you're making me nar." You're not. You're gonna stick it out because you love that man. But you need to be committed to what you want in life. Also, things doesn't change overnight, Even when you go to school, I mean, you need to go to school
It
for how
takes-
many years?
It takes you forever. So my point,
Exactly.
the point that I'm trying to make is there is no
There's
easy
no
way.
quick way.
And the other quick way, but the other sort of like to other side of the scale is that, you know, in the times we're living in, there's such a diversity of things.
Yeah.
And the reality of it is we'll always need lawyers, we'll always need accountants, we'll always need a doctor, we'll always... So there is no right way. It's a matter of what works for you. What is it? Because not everyone can make it online, because not everyone is a salesperson. And the reality of the matter is, go online and see how many clothing stores there are. And that's including me. Go see how many, it's flooded, that industry. And yes, you're going to have to make a shine. Someone else posted something about bread, you know.
I've seen that, yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Bread.
Yeah. So basically what she was saying is that, you know,
All
some
the
of us
different
feel...
brands.
Some of us feel like the industry is flooded. I'm not going to make it. Get up and go to a store and go to the bread aisle and see how many different brands there
Yeah,
are.
I'm a croissant.
You know?
Fancy.
Yeah, I'm a garlic roll. The reality of the matter is how many how many different brands are there? But those companies, they bake their bread every morning, they show up and they stock the
they show
shelves.
up.
So what I'm saying, but it also takes a different type of thing. I'm not going to wake up tomorrow and decide I want to sell bread now.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not gonna-
But it also goes back to you literally, I think for any business out there, you literally need to sell yourself. People support those they like.
I wanted to say that.
Yeah, so you need to sell yourself because you're not going to get any
Didn't we
support.
just
I'm
say
just
now
saying-
don't sell yourself? Sell
No,
your
not in
product.
that,
Not like
in that
there's
way.
So I'm just going to
no.
get to say. So
With
keeps doing it
boundaries.
right then. So keeps, because she's been selling
Definitely.
herself. So I think there's an element.
She's definitely doing
I
it
think there's
right.
an element of everything. So, like, you can't have too much of something.
Yeah.
In anything in life, there has to be balance. So, when it comes to business, or when it comes to being in a career as a, let's say, an accountant,
True.
who do you need to sell when you walk into a room? You need to say, I'm confident enough about this. I know my work. This is who I am, and I'm a boss lady walking in here now. I need this job. I'm going to take this job.
Mindset is everything.
You see, it's selling yourself in a different way.
Yeah.
When you own your own business, I mean, what I do is I post everything. I put on all the clothes. I post everything because I do it all. Not necessarily because I really want to. It's just me. There's no other resources for me. So I can't go up and pay a model to do this now. Or, you know, I don't have other resources. So what is my resource? I am my resources. So yes, I have to sell me.
You.
to that. But am I doing it differently? Yes, I'm also doing it differently. I can show some flesh, and maybe it will go quicker. But it's not the core of who
Yeah.
I am.
I think also one thing is when you start, there's a lot of people also that has lost their jobs during this time. And what's happening, they're trying to see what's trending at the moment, and then they try it. But everybody doesn't have the personality for it. Like I always say, somebody once sent me a message, can you show me how to do makeup? I need to make money. And in my head I was like, you've never worn makeup in your life before, neither did you do any art in your life before, neither, you know, people that naturally can do makeup, it's people that have an artistic background.
Yeah.
But this person saw it as a make quick
because that's what's
money
portrayed.
kind of a
Yeah.
thing. Because influencers make it look like every brand is just going to send you things so that you can make money. But then I always say, I go back to when Lee's show was still on a Sunday. What was it called? What was your show called on a Sunday? Sure, she forgot
Mo
her
and
own
Lee.
show. Mo and Lee on a something, yeah.
Sundays in studio.
Studies. Okay, so that was the name of the show, and then the Matthew was a speaker on that day, and he says, once you find your passion,
Yeah.
then this is now if you want to be a business person.
Yes.
Find your passion. Look at the market. Is anybody else doing it? If anybody else is not, everybody else is doing it, or they're not doing it, then see, is there a gap? What is the gap that's open in this field? And then push in that direction. But I always say, go to what? Otherwise, you can go work at 8 to 5 because that 8 to 5, you don't want to sit there from 8 to 5, but you're doing it for the money.
Yeah.
So when you when you do go and decide to do your own thing, make sure it falls in your passion. You are willing to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning if you need to send
That's
in
very
something
important.
by 5
Yeah.
o'clock. Because that is what's
You
going to
need to
be
love
what's
what you do.
driving you.
Yeah.
Because they say if it's not 8 to 5, it's
No.
24/7.
It really is. It really is.
But you really need to love what you do in order for you to be successful. So
Yeah.
if you're just trying out, I'm trying, you're not going to be successful in anything. That's the truth.
And you need to have your own flavor.
Yeah.
Like it must
own
be
sauce.
like yours.
Your
Yeah.
own. So for me personally, that's one of the reasons why I feel like, as much as I like the networking in pageantry, I don't like the way they take your identity away.
Oh, yeah.
I had to take my nose ring out. My nails has to be plain. I couldn't dress like a hippie anymore because now you have to wear a two-piece vibe. All those kind of things. So when you do your thing, it's only, like Anka was saying earlier about your personality.
Yeah.
It's your personality that's selling the product.
Yes.
If
So
you
that's
all
what
look
changed.
the same, don't you see all my
I
piercings is gone?
noticed something was like, no, I noticed like even your posts and stuff. I was like, something is different. And I thought it's maybe like,
very
plain.
clinical.
I thought it was like, like sometimes as you get older,
yeah,
you
you
change.
change.
I was like, I thought it's a life
you're
thing.
You're literally given lessons on how to dress. You're
What's
given
considered.
examples on
Yeah.
what is considered to be beauty. Your hair has to be a certain way. So even with my length hair, they'll tell you to put in extensions. So
No,
it's the
guys.
longer, straight, fluffy curls.
Imagine.
Those
That's
kind
creepy.
of things.
Imagine.
So it's
So they're
taking
making you
so
conform to,
long
like, a
for
certain
me
standard.
to get it's long to get back to yourself. It's not long, it's difficult, it's taking long to get back to me. So I was actually saying last night, I'm putting all my piercings back, I'm doing this now, I'm gonna do this now, I'm gonna do that now, but it takes away from you. So don't be
Try and be something.
try and
you're
be
not.
something you're not.
Yeah.
So if we all selling clothes, if you sell more street style, I sell more hippie, you sell the classic, do you get what I'm trying to say? Rasta, sorry, I'm just using that because of your beads. But I literally want to do that hairstyle this week. Ask everybody. I asked everybody, don't you know where I can do this? Don't you know where I can do this? Don't you know where I can
Do
do
it,
that?
girl.
But I'm just using it as an example. We can all sell, like you said, with the bread. But if you're selling that, there's a market for
There's
that.
a market for
There's a
that,
market for
yes.
that. Don't try and be someone you're not for social media's sake.
Just going back to the bread, how many times have you not gone into the store and you say you like Albany bread, right? You feel it, and then there's no Albany bread.
But
You're
I
like,
changed now
"I'll go."
to what is it, Cisco?
I was
Sesco.
about to say,
Albany
I'm
is
a
just
Sesco
like
Sam
so
fan.
like-
But what made you change?
The
Like,
yeast
you
in the
see?
Albany
Yeah,
is
it's
so
a
much.
taste.
What do you like?
Blue ribbon.
I also like blue rubber.
I'm a fan of Albany because when I did study in one of the marketing things, I learned how Sesco Sam's name came about. It was a guy walking around in the street and his name was actually Sam, and a company bought the bread from him and renamed it Sesco Sam. So Sam is actually the person who walked with a trolley in his neighborhood selling
And
bread.
But,
Wow,
but
eh?
the point I'm trying to make is that
Yeah.
there's a reason why you like. They all stocked on the same shelf.
Yes.
But you
go
in,
for your specific
Yeah,
loaf.
I like my blue ribbon as well, and I'll feel it if it's not
Fresh.
If it's not fresh and it's not there, I'll go to the next store. That is the same concept that is applied to your
everything.
brand. There's so many other people that do the same thing, but not in the same way. So
Yeah.
if you are doing street style, you're selling clothes. If I'm doing avant-garde, it's something different.
That's something
No,
different.
but that's the kind of customer I am. I buy from the owner, and I don't like if your stuff is amazing but your service is awful.
Yes.
You won't
Never
see me
again.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's where a lot of people fall short, is that they forget that it's not just your product.
It's not your
Customer
product.
It's the
service.
service.
Yeah.
If you have a bad experience, you're gone.
And that's where your marketing comes in, because what I found is that a lot of people, when they text, "Hi friend, we've never chilled together, we've never, I've never come to your house. Literally,
Yeah.
I've just come drop it, or I'd send the courier. But now it's, hey friend, can't you find this for me, or don't you have this for me? And I'll be like, yeah, sure, okay, can you deliver it by me, or can you send it over, whatever.
But
and
that's the
they
beauty
pay.
about
That's a network.
It's a beauty about that, because you meet so many lovely people along the way and you make so many beautiful friends, friendships, yeah.
And the
do.
ones that challenge you are teaching you.
Yeah.
They do
Yeah.
teach you,
Lessons.
but I've had those people that come say, "Oh, this doesn't look nice on me. Can I return it?" Like, yes, no problem. Next time they come back to me. So it's a matter of what
What?
Sorry, you say if it doesn't work for you, return it. And then I'm thinking of the old show, and then somebody said, a friend, to those friends that I lost along the way, you told me what friend I don't want.
Wow.
The minute you
In
said
the middle
that,
of a whole sentence.
Yeah, there my train of thought goes. Thanks to Evangelique. Someone else.
Wow.
You may carry on.
I'm sorry about that.
We still love
But
Event.
I'm saying, do you then think, right? If I said, okay, now after we had this conversation, right, and the interviewer said, Kim, any advice for businesswomen? Do you think it would have been better for her to say, it is difficult, get off your ass and work, but it took me so many years to get to where I am today. I was born with a few benefits, but
But they should
but
maybe
I
not
just
say
mean
that in
benefits.
100 other interviews also maybe.
no, but I'm just saying,
No,
in
but
terms
I
of...
personally, I don't think it's relevant to say I
No,
did
I'm
have
just
it, but
saying, if her wording was different.
Different,
yes.
Now,
yeah.
I'm saying, so we now just sat here and randomly gave advice based on our experiences. At someone at that level who has so many followers and so many people inspired by her, if you ask a child now, who's your role model? How many kids will say Kim Kardashian?
That's
because
scary to think about.
their mothers also sit and watch Keeping Up with the K's and
Yeah.
whatnot, those kind of things. But I'm saying then, in every opportunity, leave wisdom.
Yes.
I
one,
personally,
teach one.
think she should be given advice, and someone should tell her. Just go and research your the demographics a little bit about who your fan base is. You're not going to
Yes.
be able to do all of them, but at least get an idea so that when you do speak to the people who do follow you and who do support you, that you don't speak down, but that you do, however, inspire. But I think a lot of people won't mind that because they just drink up everything she says.
No, a lot of people are angry about it, especially our followers, because they feel like they attacked, basically.
Okay, so then
and
it's a
that's
good lesson
why
for her to learn.
Chloe was saying,
Chloe.
yo, I at least said it before you. That's what Cleo was saying.
It's the Kardashians. See what they're doing.
I was literally going down the sisters because the one sister said something afterwards, Courtney. But then I was coming to you. As you were saying in the beginning, what were you saying now? I go. So, but then basically the one jumped and was like, yeah, nobody wants to get up and work. So
was that?
in terms of Courtney,
Oh.
But in the previous season, they were fighting with her because she didn't
want to
work.
get up and work. So she was like, I am just not the kind of person who wakes up in the morning and wants to work. And then says, yeah, nobody wants to get up and work. So I'm just saying, like you were saying as well, know your what they say, my fans. Know who your fans are.
Read the room, like
Read
you
the
said.
room. And try and think, because you could have said it in a different interview, but that happened 2 years ago before COVID. You could have said it in a different interview that happened a time ago before your divorce. You know what I'm trying to say? Because before, or even times when you didn't have 6 nannies and you only had 3 nannies.
Wow.
That makes it so
Wow.
much better.
Guys, all our struggles is different.
Oh my goodness.
I could do with 2 days right now.
All our struggles are different. What's difficult for you is not difficult for the next. So,
True, yeah.
her losing a nanny for a day could be like, today was
The world
difficult.
is imploding.
That's what I'm trying to say. But know your room, read your room,
We just
and
trying
say
to get
that.
out
And
once
be
a week.
relevant in the moment.
Yeah.
Sure, I do not envy her. It's a lot of... Can you imagine
But you
as a
see-
human...
With all of that fame and all of that comes the pressure of saying the right thing, doing the right thing. But I don't think they're schooled enough to do it.
So my question also is now, if you as a person reach that level, and must you now take on that burden of being a role model, even though you just out here living your life?
Technically, yes.
Is
Because
it your
it happens.
responsibility?
I don't think it's your responsibility, but I think it's very important that you do you are aware of what you do because people
Because
are
people are
follow-
watching you.
People are watching you.
And she's an influencer. Every influencer knows they're a role model.
And what happens is they glamorize things that have become that were at some stage negative traits, and they've glamorized that. And I think that's maybe just a defense mechanism because they are people, they do go through things, and now it's displayed for everyone, the whole world to see, and they need to make it in such a way that it's okay, it's not that bad. And it takes away from that realness. We vlogged for a little bit, me and Xavier, and not that we have millions of followers or thousands of followers, but the general trait that came through there by our 1, 2, 3 and say now was that people want real.
Did you just knock your teeth?
No,
Simple one. Anyway, is
It's
that
nuts,
people
Anka.
have a hunger for real.
Oh, that's what I was also
realness.
trying
You
to
know.
say earlier. Yeah, like when you guys were talking about the shirts in the back and stuff. Like people are praising that now. Like they
Yeah.
want to see.
But
People want to
real.
see the
But
off day.
also,
People want to see.
the reels are being fake because
The what?
the reels are being fake because there was one where I was like,
That's
almal
not
kan
real.
nie sê hulle dat gehuil nie.
Oh,
One celebrity went and cried online about this is what she's going through today. This is what happened.
Then she
And
got a lot of
that week
attention,
she
eh?
got a lot of attention.
Okay.
And that week maybe 100 posts people started
'Cause they saw
crying
it
because they
works.
saw it. So
There was one lady that
social
used to do
media,
that a
you
lot.
see. So
And I kept saying like you don't need to cry on the internet to be relevant.
you
That's
don't.
the thing. But here's the thing. Let's just take a normal family, right? Yeah, down to earth. So in South Africa. So if you're vlogging or whatever, just making an example. People want to see when you wake up in the morning, ooh, julle die kinders mekaar rondjag.
Yes.
Pick that up. You must eat, you must
Yes.
eat, brush your teeth. You know, people want to see the
Yes.
realness. People don't want to always just, there
Glamorize.
are you a few people that do want to see that it's just prim and proper. You do get those people. But most people want to see what the real struggle is. How do you make it? Because there's this person at home trying to take their pictures, trying to vlog, but they're like, yo, I don't get the time. How do these people do it? And they're loving lives with the kids. So people want to see that aspect of real, how you do juggle your life, how you do get in the exercise, how you do, that I'm not saying post your fights. Me and Xavier did post a fight on our vlog, and needless to say, that was our most watched vlog, so scandal does attract. But there must be some sort of element of real, to it. But the challenge is how people don't know the fine line of the balance, which is why you get the fakes or the real being faked, so that people can get that attention. And what I find is people do see through it. A lot of, not all, which is why these people have followers, but there are some people who can see through it, who does see through that. Because look there. She's like, not everyone can be crying now. Something, this trend isn't working for me because this trend is just the wrong trend.
But not everything you see on social media is real. Like she said, like there's a lot of fake things. Like people will only post the good. Like no one ever posts the bad. Like your argument that you had with your husband. Like for instance, that day when I posted the picture of myself in Sheldon with the cars, and literally the day before that we had a full blown meeting the whole day with my friend Alyssa and Kenneth. Because we've been fighting the whole week. So, and now I'm posting this picture with the car and everyone's like, oh, couples goals, you know what, you guys are amazing. And then my friend was like, social media is not real because people think like you guys are so awesome. You guys didn't speak the whole week. Now next time you have a fight, just go live so people can see like, okay, this is it,
This is life.
sometimes like people, like everybody's just glamorizing everything. Like everyone's lives is so perfect.
I
Like,
know.
oh, you're so
One
gorgeous.
thing I don't do.
Yeah, but we
I
need
also
some
felt
realness.
that because I saw there's this thing on the story going around where it's like post your Feb. What is it?
Or your fib dump, something like
Yes,
that. Yeah.
And then there was like 6 pictures, and I put my 6, and I was like, this is a lie because I was going through the most in Feb. But it's like, do you add that stuff and then
Now, see,
either way you're gonna be judged?
I'm now that person now. I literally, and do you know how many times people has phoned me to say, remove that post, it doesn't look good. And then I'm like, but why? Because
That's rude. I'm sorry.
my people that follow me, like, not follow in terms of people that follow me, but many of the mothers that follow me, they follow me because they like that I share what I'm struggling with. They feel like they're not alone.
The real aspect.
It's the real aspect. If I'm having a bad day today and I don't want to be with my kids, I post that. And then so many people will reply and they will say, like, I'll have 20 people saying, it's so nice to see that I'm not alone in this. But then they'll say, praying for you, hope things, this is this. Then you'll have your 5 people that says,
Remove it.
that's not good. I think
can you say
remove
that?
it. Don't put that. You're putting you
Wow.
putting you in a bad space. People is gonna think this of you, and people's gonna think
Sometimes
that of
people
you.
need to see those things.
But for me,
Yeah.
my social media is not there for you to like my outfit.
Yeah, exactly.
I know how I struggled with Scarlett. I know how I'm struggling with my kids, having 2 kids so close to each other. I mean, it's been 2 weeks. I've been so busy. Last night, my therapist phoned and he's like, you missed 2 sessions. I was shook.
Yeah.
I'm like, how can I forget
Yeah.
Scarlett's therapy 2 times in a row? Those kind of things. And when you post it, that is real. So that I'm saying now, if I post that and that's real, and that's why I keep saying us as women need to check ourselves.
Yeah.
We say let's be real, let's be there for each other, let's do this, let's do that.
But when you
when
do
you
it,
are real, you're told, don't let people see that side of you. Protect yourself. Do this,
Why not
do
just
that.
scroll on like the rest of the people and mind
Yeah.
your own business? Like, don't
I
like
found
it,
your nose in my business.
Take it, it stinks.
Here you go.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
yet again, as women, I say, let's not just talk in front of the camera and say sisterhood and
Yeah.
let's do this
Yeah.
and let's do that,
I think
and together we're stronger and mightier, and we can achieve everything that the world has put on our
And then you
shoulders.
put off and then go gossip after the
yeah,
video.
and
That's
it
true.
is very superficial, and for me that is extremely disturbing, because as much we say we want to empower each other, and then what are we really doing? Causing more damage. And I think it's very important, that real aspect, and really be there for one another. And if you, I feel like that real, to see what someone is going through, does a lot more for someone else.
someone
'Cause
else.
How am I? Because the whole thing now is, mental wellness. We need to look at our mental, but what is being perpetuated on social media the whole time? Everything must be nice and dandy. Everything must be beautiful and in the right place. The other day I was going around because I'm trying to make TikToks for my business, and I'm trying to shove things around in my house because I need a perfect wall. And then there's like a thing on this wall, and I'm like, but it was such a mission. And then when I finally got my phone, it's like, oh, the angle
you're
is not
tired,
right.
yeah.
And when I'm done there, I was like, you know what? I've worked the whole day. I'm done. And then I did do a funky one. Like, I'm like, yo, these are the people that I judge on social media. But then I posted it.
A lot
because
of work
it is
goes
a lot of
into
work.
it,
The
eh?
editing and all of that. There's so much work that goes with it. And then I posted that funky one. I'm like, yo, I'm not gonna relook at this. I'm gonna post it and just close
never
my eyes
see
and
again.
never see it
Look
again.
away.
Because you're trying to perpetuate something that is already there. You're trying to sell a narrative that's already there. It must be perfect, and it must be edited properly, and it must look whimsical, and and it's not real. It's not. Excuse the pun. It is a real, but it's not real. But yeah.
I do think as women we need an intervention.
We do, yeah.
And that's one of the points that I made when I went on my little rant about this whole Kim K thing, because I said, we're always going on about women empowerment, but then are we only empowering the ones that we agree with or like, or we can't just say, hey, we're going to do this, and then, well, except for that one, because she is doing funny things.
Because wow.
I think we as women really we do those things. We do nitpick each other, and we do say, oh no, I don't want that one in my court.
But
only
sorry,
this
this
one.
is a perfect example. The other day, was it end of last year, we did have a segment also about the Kardashians, and we were saying how their business is and how inspiring they are in that field. Now, if you just watch today's episode, you're gonna think I hate Kim Kardashian, right? Exactly. I now have to say, go watch that episode where I say how
The good
inspiring
stuff.
their business is and stuff like that. But that's exactly my example with this interview. You saying, but all the other interviews she shares a business side.
Yeah.
But that's not the topic we're on today, kind of a thing. So I feel as a motivator, you must have, sorry, Leanne Dlamini, but if you have ever listened to Leanne Dlamini's motivational talks at an event, her wording in 2022 is exactly the same wording the first time I heard her in like 2017. Nothing has changed. No, our full stops is all at the same place. Everything is. So if you've gone to every event, you're like, oh, I've heard this before. But then you realize also, she always speaks to a group of women. She makes sure what she says is targeted to young, old, poor, rich, all those kind of things. And then you realize it does sound repetition, but she makes sure she covers all her grounds, if that makes sense. And I feel someone on Kim K's level should be able to do that as well, and not just give this offhanded answers and then make everybody else feel bad about themselves.
But I also think that you should also remember with these people that are in those high profile places, they've got people that do things for them, so they don't have to generally think for themselves all the time.
What if that was a publicity stunt also?
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I thought, which is why I didn't pay it any mind.
Because of the new show that's coming out, because the interview was actually for the new Kardashians that's coming out.
That is literally what I literally read it, scrolled past, I'm like, oh, weer aandag soek vir nog iets wat moet opkom. You know, because it's that's the business strategy they've been using since the beginning of time. Create a bit of scandal, it works. Everyone's focus is on Kim K, and they how business works. It's just it's
So
good
that's all I'm
business
just
strategy
saying.
for some.
I'm
just
saying. I am not talking down on her as a person, but she's a brilliant businesswoman. But her advice for this specific interview, I think it went.
She wrong.
She was supposed to go left and she went.
She had the wrong PR.
But any closing remarks from you, Tasneem?
No, nothing from me. Just want to say, women in power, you don't have to look down on anybody, you know, like I take it back to South Africa for us that's from here, you know, especially if you come from humble beginnings, you can never ever look down on anybody. So rather just embrace it, and, you know, wisdom goes a long way, and each one teach one, help assist out.
Okay.
From my side, there is no cookie cutter mold for what's right. There isn't. But there's a right for you. So find your niche, find what you want to do, find your passion, and just push forward. And yes, you do have to get up and go work. It's not going to happen if you sit down.
But you can sit at your desk.
You can sit at your desk and work. But there's still work involved at your desk and computer. So
talk about being technical.
We're just trying to really cover all our bases here. So yes, and love life, enjoy it. Do you, be you, and sell you, but in the right way.
Yeah.
In the right way.
Don't sell you.
In a modest way. Don't sell. Never mind, you know what? Just go.
Chloe. Sorry.
I agree with what you guys are saying, and I also just want to tell a lot of, especially the younger ladies, don't fall into the trap of feeling like you need to look a certain way to succeed or do certain things.
Wanting to be someone else.
We can be sexy and we can be confident with Poloniex.
Yes.
It's all about your demeanor.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
But
Agreed.
if you do your bikini stuff, do you, girl. Like, do what you gotta do.
Just know your why.
Let's not go there again, but yeah. So thank you so much for joining. Okay, there is 2 comments that says you can't have friendships without realness.
True.
And then get to know and accept people for who they are.
Yes.
But
absolutely.
So my closing, like all of you said, I agree. To disagree? No, I don't disagree. But know who you are in everything you always do. Make sure that this is where I want to go. Don't let somebody else tell you to go there when they mentor you. Yes, but know that is your value
choice.
And your own end game. Be authentic with everything it is. For those that do have a platform to inspire, make sure you always leave the room by inspiring. Don't just say something with open-ended, let us try and figure out work on. Let's learn something all the time. Whatever you do, make sure you leave something positive behind.
True.
So thank you so much for joining us. Yes.
Before you go off, can I just read this last comment? It's from Ma. Joan, we'll talk with Joan. I feel some people are moved or influenced by celebrities who they don't even know, but influence is actually when you make other people feel important.
Yes,
So I
love that.
that's true.
It's a beautiful comment.
Yeah, it is. Very beautiful. Thank you, John.
That's it from us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining the Gabfest today. Hope to see you next week. Bye.
Bye.